everyone, it's Julianne here for Honeybee Stamps and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this super easy card using the brand new Holly and Berry stencil set. I created my card in order for it to look like it was wrapping paper to give the illusion as though my card was actually a wrapped present. I'm going to be starting out my card today by using the Holly and Berry stencil set, and I have already trimmed down a piece of distressed watercolor cardstock to A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I have temporarily adhered my stencil down to my work surface using some washi tape, so that way it doesn't move around while I'm doing my ink blending. Now I'm going to start off with the leaf part of the Holly stencil, and I'm going to be ink blending using both Lucky Clover and pine needles for my distress inks. I'm going to start out with the Lucky Clover, and I'm going to keep that color in the center of the stencil. And then I'm going to come in with pine needles, and I'm going to be ink blending around the edges of my panel, so that way I get an ombre effect for my leaves. Once I'm happy with my color, I'm then going to peel back that stencil in order to reveal my ink blended area. And I'm going to be lining up the second stencil that's included in this set, which is the berries. And I'm going to be lining that up on my background panel using the leaves as reference. And then again, I am going to be temporarily adhering that down to my work surface using some washi tape. Now, in order to bring in some much needed sparkle, since this is a Christmas card, I'm going to be using some Nuvo glitter paste in the color Garnet Red for the berries. And I'm going to be spreading that glitter paste over my entire stencil using my Nuvo media spatula. Once I have all of the berries covered, I'm then going to remove that stencil, and you can just see how pretty this is. I love using glitter paste for my Christmas cards. Now, since I did use glitter paste, I did take my stencil and my spatula directly to my sink in order to wash off that paste. Because like most of you already know, but if you don't, when you use glitter paste, once it dries, it becomes very hard to get off any stencils or tools that you've used. And that's even if you can get it off. So make sure as soon as you are done using it that you take it directly to your sink to wash it off. So here I've used another brand new stamp set, the No Peeking stamp, which features a bunch of beautiful bows that you can use year-round for birthday cards and of course Christmas. I have stamped one of my favorite bow images in this set, and I've stamped that onto some Express It blending cardstock using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And now I'm going to be coloring it in using my favorite red color combination, which is R24, R27, R29, and finally R39. I'm going to be starting out with my darkest color, which is R39, and I'm going to be adding in the shadows on that bow. And then I'm going to be coming in with my medium shades of R29 and R27. And then finally, I'll come in to blend all of those colors together using my lightest color of R24. I will be using the coordinating dies for this stamp set in order to cut this out. And then I'm going to start working on assembling everything together. Now, in order to make my card look like an official present, I'm going to be using an older stamp set. I believe this came out last year, the Santa Express stamp set. And I have stamped a sentiment from that set, hand-delivered by Santa Claus, using some red ink. And that's going to act as my tag for my present. But before I adhere that down, I'm just going to play around with the placement of everything on my card. And once I have a general idea of where I want everything to go, I'm going to be pulling out some green ribbon that I have. And I'm going to be wrapping it around my background panel just like you would a present. Once I know where I want it to go and how much I'm going to need of that ribbon, I'm just going to use some scissors in order to trim a piece off, and then I'm going to temporarily adhere it to the back of my background panel using some more of that washi tape. Now, no one will be able to see the back of my card, so I'm not really that concerned about it being pretty. And once I have that first piece of ribbon adhered down, I'm just going to do the same with the other piece. So once I have my ribbon all adhered, I did add some foam adhesive to the back of my background panel. And that's just going to give my card that little bit of added dimension. And I'm going to be adhering that down onto some red colored cardstock. Now I did end up adding a piece of red and green twine as well to my card. And I just adhered that down the same way I did the ribbon using washi tape in order to adhere it on the back of my panel. And once I have that all adhered down, I'm then going to be adding in the final touches for my card. And that's going to include adhering down that bow that I colored in earlier. And I'm going to be adhering that down using some liquid adhesive. And once I have that all adhered, that's going to complete this super easy present card using the brand new Holly and Berry stencil set. I really love how this card came out, and I definitely think it would be a super simple card for you to mass produce for the holidays. You could definitely not add maybe as much ribbon as I did to make it even easier. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I really hope that you enjoyed this card. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for even more card making ideas. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used today, I will have them all listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, and happy crafting!